Somatic techniques focus on body awareness, gentle movement, and the mind-body connection to release habitual muscle tension. Unlike stretching or strengthening that work primarily on muscles, somatic approaches retrain the nervous system so the body stops holding unnecessary tightness. They are especially useful for chronic patterns like the neck and shoulder tension you manage, and for string players who often develop protective holding habits around the instrument, bow arm, or posture. These methods complement the diaphragmatic breathing, non-tensing awareness, and biofeedback ideas you've already found helpful. They work well alongside medical care for NERD and medication transitions. Key somatic approaches relevant to chronic muscle issues. Alexander technique. This is one of the most established methods for musicians. It teaches you to notice and release the habitual tightening that happens before and during movement, especially the head-neck-back relationship. String players frequently benefit because violin-viola holding or cello bass posture can encourage downward pressure of the chin, upward shoulder lift, or overall shortening. Lessons help free the neck so the instrument can rest more easily, improve arm freedom, and reduce the tendency to brace. Many string players report less pain, better endurance, and freer breathing once these habits are addressed. Feldenkrais method. Through slow, exploratory awareness through movement lessons, often done lying down or sitting, you discover easier ways of organizing the whole body. It is particularly good for musicians because it improves sensory awareness of unnecessary effort and helps rewire movement patterns linked to playing. Practitioners who work with musicians often address shoulder girdle freedom, spinal mobility, and the connection between breath and arm use. Progressive muscle relaxation, PMR, and contrast techniques. You systematically tense a muscle group for a few seconds, then fully release it, noticing the difference. A somatic variation is to gently exaggerate existing tension, e.g., lift the shoulders higher toward the ears, hold briefly, then let everything drop. This contrast helps the nervous system recognize and choose the released state more readily, useful for the huge trapezius sensation you described. Body scanning and interoceptive awareness. Lie or sit comfortably and slowly move attention through the body, simply noticing sensations, tightness, warmth, contact with the chair floor, without trying to change them at first. This builds the same kind of precise awareness that has already helped you manage flares by not tensing. Other supportive practices. Gentle shaking or trembling of arms, shoulders, or whole body, a natural discharge response. Slow, mindful pelvic tilts, shoulder rolls, or tiny head-neck circles done with attention to sensation rather than range. Pandiculation-style movements, a conscious contraction followed by a very slow release, as in yawning and stretching. Practical techniques you can explore. These are gentle and can be adapted around your current flare and left side sleep preference. Shoulder contrast release, 1 to 2 minutes. Notice any lift or tightness in the shoulders. Gently raise them higher toward the ears, feel the intensification for 5 to 10 seconds, then let them drop completely and rest. Repeat 2 to 3 times, staying curious about the after sensation of ease. Diaphragmatic breath with body scan, already familiar to you. Combine your effective slow belly breathing with a brief scan of the neck, shoulders, and upper back. On each exhale, invite a little more softening without forcing. Constructive rest, Alexander inspired. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat, head supported by a small book or thin pillow so the neck is neutral. Rest for 10 to 15 minutes, allowing the back to widen and the shoulders to release into the floor. This is often recommended for musicians between practice sessions. Awareness while holding the instrument. Before playing, pick up the instrument and pause. Notice any gripping, shoulder lift, or breath holding. Soften the neck and let the shoulders drop. Then begin with open strings or simple material while keeping the breath continuous and independent of the pulse. How this links to your playing and other factors. The artificial breathing with the pulse you noticed while playing is itself a somatic habit, reactive rather than supportive. Somatic work helps separate breath from rhythmic tension so the air can stay freer. Because string playing involves sustained upper body organization, releasing the neck and shoulder girdle often improves both comfort and sound quality. Reflux-related coughing or poor sleep can increase overall protective tension, the body awareness skills help interrupt that loop. Getting started safely. Begin with short sessions, 5 to 15 minutes, and stop if anything increases sharp pain. Many people find the biggest gains come from working with a qualified teacher, especially an Alexander Technique teacher, experienced with string players, or a Feldenkrais practitioner who works with musicians. Online resources and books can introduce the ideas, but hands-on or guided lessons accelerate the learning. These approaches are educational and self-regulatory rather than medical treatments. Continue working with your doctor on and any ongoing pain evaluation. Somatic techniques can sit alongside physiotherapy, the positional strategies for sleep, and the mindful non-tensing that already serves you well. For more details, go to iServalan.com.